Hi everyone, today I am going to start the trigonometric ratio, and which is one of the most important chapter of class 10th, because about the 30 or 40% of the mathematics question is used to ask from this one a single chapter. This is why it's become very important, and no matter you are the student of class 10th or not, because if you are starting the trigonometry first time, then you have to watch through this video, because in this video the chapter named trigonometric ratio, in which we used to talk about the a basic thing, but the question can be a very advanced from this also chapter, as we have this four question which is asked in the multiple year of the PYQ of the CBSE, like the 2017, 2024, 2025, and in the many year. So these are the very important question which you can only watch when you have your clear concept, that I am going to make your concept to be very clear. So starting from the trigonometry, what is the meaning of trigonometry? First we have to understand. So the trigonometry is related to the geometry, but in the geometry we have the multiple type of figure, but the trigonometry only talks about the right angle triangle, as we have the many type of triangle, like the acute triangle, obtuse triangle, and then we have the isosceles triangle, equilateral, scalene, and the so many triangles. But the trigonometry talks about the right angle. Right angle, that means the one angle should be in the 90 and must be the 90. So let's suppose one angle which is the 90. So this is the right angle triangle. Whenever you listen the name trigonometry, you have to relate with the right angle. So as we have a right angle, name as the A, B, and then C. And as you know that AC is the hypotenuse and BC and the AB you don't know. You may also know that BC is the base and AB is the perpendicular from your previous knowledge. But here you are going to be the wrong. BC is not a base and AB is not a perpendicular. We don't know which one is the base and perpendicular. But you get astonished from this thing, but not to be astonished, because these are the things which you studied in class 10th only. So for this we have to understand which is going to the base and which is going to the perpendicular. As we know that largest side, which is the AC, will be hypotenuse. This is the good. But is this BC a base or not? We have to first understand what is the meaning of base and perpendicular. Then after we will proceed to understanding the trigonometry. So first we have to understand the base. So let's suppose the angle theta. Let's suppose this angle is something named as the theta. For this theta, or in the relative of theta, BC becomes the base and AB becomes the perpendicular. In the relative of theta, let's suppose theta 1 this is, and let's suppose this angle name as the theta 2, and in the relative of this it becomes the base and it becomes the perpendicular. So from here you get to know that the base and perpendicular described in relative to the theta. So how can you understand? When you studies the first time motion in class 9th, you get to know that motion is a relative term. That means at the same time anything can be in the motion or for the one and cannot be motion for the other. Let's suppose I am standing here. If I am like this, I am not shaking any time. Then according to the earth or universe, I am in the motion because earth is moving. But according to you, I am in the rest. This is why. And like this, the angle is like this. According to this becomes the perpendicular base and this becomes the perpendicular. And according to this becomes the base and this becomes the perpendicular. Like this, you have to understand that theta is a relative term which for the base and perpendicular. So whenever we discussing for the angle C, the base becomes this one and this becomes the perpendicular, and for the angle this, it becomes the base and it becomes the perpendicular. And I think you get to understand what is the meaning of base and what is the meaning of perpendicular. And hypotenuse remains the same always, for always. Now how we have to relate this thing with the trigonometry, which is seems to be very a vast term. So let's suppose for this we have to understand the trigonometry. So I am going to talk in relative of this angle, name as the theta. So for this theta we have this one as in base and this one as in perpendicular. And for the relative of theta, I am going to describe or understand the meaning of trigonometry. For this, let's suppose you know about the ratio. When the same quantity is being divided, then we called as the ratio. So like this, when we divide the when we divide the p by h, p by h, b by h, and then p by b, what we are dividing? P means the perpendicular, h means the hypotenuse, b means the base, and h means the hypotenuse again, and then p means perpendicular and b means base. So sine. So what? Then we have to understand the sixth term, which we have the sine of theta, cos of theta, tan of theta. Then its opposite we have also a cosec theta, and its opposite we have which is named as the sec theta, and this one is the cot theta. So now we have to understand what is the meaning of sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, and cosec theta, sec theta, and cot theta. So if we are dividing the perpendicular by hypotenuse, let's suppose a perpendicular is something a 2 and it is something a 3 and it is something also, then we will call, if you are dividing the, let's suppose it is the, when the perpendicular is 2, then square of this plus 3 9, which is equal to the 12, so it is going to root 12. So when we dividing the perpendicular, that means 2, and the hypotenuse means root 12, and this is called the sine theta. This is the sine theta. And when you are dividing the base by the hypotenuse, name as this one is the sine theta, and this one is the cos theta. When you are dividing the base by hypotenuse, we give a name to this ratio or to this process, that is the cos theta. And when you are dividing the perpendicular by base, we give a name to this ratio, name as the tan theta. So I think you get to understood what is the meaning of sine theta, cos theta, tan theta. When you are dividing the base, when you are dividing the perpendicular by hypotenuse, we call them sine theta. So this is the sine theta, p by h we have from here. Now the cos theta means b by h we have the cos theta, and the tan theta means p by b, we have this one as in cos theta. So now we have these ratios, the sine theta, cos theta, and tan theta. Now what is the meaning of cosec theta? When you are dividing the perpendicular by hypotenuse, we name as the sine theta. But when you divide hypotenuse by perpendicular, we name as the cosec theta. That means just we are reciprocating. This is why the sine theta reciprocal is called the cosec theta. And here we have the base by hypotenuse and its opposite, hypotenuse by base, we call them sec theta. This is why called the sec theta is the reciprocal to the cos theta. So as you get to understood what is the meaning of sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, now we have to apply over the question, then only we will get to understood what is the real meaning of this whole thing. So now we have to erase this one. Now as I mentioned you, according to the theta, perpendicular and base changes. So this is why we have to make some practice. Like this, let's suppose we have in this one a triangle, named as A, B, C. Let's suppose this, the length of this side is we have the 4, and the length of this side we have the 4, and the length of this side becomes the 3, because you know that square of 3 plus square of 4 should be equal to square of 5 according to the Pythagoras theorem. So 9 plus 16, which is equal to 25, and this is right because the 9 plus 16 is equal to 25. So this is what we have. So we have a triangle which AB length is the 3, BC length is the 5, and the AC length is the BC length is the 4, and AC length is the 5, and this one is the right angle triangle. Now as you get a right angle triangle, then you could use the trigonometry, that means the sine theta, cos theta, tan, sec, cosec, cot, like this. So now if I will ask you to find the sine to sine C. Sine C, we have the sine C. That means which angle is given here? The angle we have to relate which is the C. So we have to find in relative to C. So for the C, A, B, for this angle, when we are describing the C, that means this becomes the theta. So for the C, it becomes the base and it becomes the perpendicular, and this is the hypotenuse as you know. And the sine C or the sine theta means the base perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and the perpendicular we have this one is the perpendicular we have which is the 3, and the hypotenuse we have which is the 5. So the sine C becomes 3 by 5. And if I will ask you to find the sine A for the angle this one, for this it become the base and it become the perpendicular. As I said, when you are changing the angle, perpendicular and base changes. So for this this one becomes the base and this one becomes the perpendicular. And the sine of A, that means sine of theta, that means P by H. The sine with any angle, that means P by H. And for this angle A, the P becomes the 4, and the hypotenuse remains the 5. So the sine A is equal to 4 by 5. So as you are able to see that when we are changing the angle, values of the sine A, sine C also changes. And I think you get to understood how we have to use the sine A, sine C or like this for the multiple angles. Now in this figure we have to also find the other angles. Let's suppose we have to find like this 10 of A. That means we are taking this angle in relative. So for this angle, AB becomes the base and BC becomes the perpendicular. And for this we have to first write the 10A. That means what? The 10A, that see here, the 10A means the B by P. And in this figure, for the angle A, it is going to the P, BC is going to be the P, and AB is going to the B. So P is going to equal to the 4, and the BC and the B is going to equal to 3. So the 10 of A is going to 4 by 3. Now as you get here, now if I am going to find the 10 of C, so for 10 of C means again B by P, and then for the angle C, this is going to be the base and this is going to be the perpendicular. So perpendicular is going to be the 3 and the base is going to be the 4. So the 10 of C is going to the 3 by 4. And as you have to understand that the 10 opposite, what is the opposite of 10? 10 opposite is the chord. And if I will ask you to find the chord C, you have not to calculate the chord C again. Just you know that 10 opposite is the chord C. Then you have to make also opposite here, reciprocate here. 4 by 3 is going to be the answer of 10 of C. And I think you get to understood. Now I have to move something to other, a more interesting thing over this. So let's suppose we have a triangle again. Again we have to make a triangle. Let's suppose we have a triangle. Name as this, as the A, B, and then C, and this is the 5 and this is the 4. Now this is not given the 4 or 5, but if I will say to you this one is a triangle in which you are getting that the cosec let's suppose I am getting you the sine theta is equal to 4 by 5. Now in this figure I am let's consider this as a question. The sine theta is 4 by 5. Find cos theta. Find the cos theta. Let's suppose the sine of A is given the 4 by 5. Then find the cos of A. This is the question which you have to consider. Sine of A is given the 4 by 5 and find the cos of A. So how will you find? As you know that first you have to make this triangle. Now decode this one. What is the meaning of sine of A is equal to 4 by 5? Now you have to decode. As you know that the sine of A, which is that means the perpendicular upon hypotenuse, here we have, and here we have the perpendicular is the 4 and the hypotenuse is the 5. So now write the 5 here as in hypotenuse, and the perpendicular we don't know either this one is the perpendicular or this one. But if you will see, you have given that for the angle A, that means you have to consider this angle, and for this angle this is going to be the base and this is going to be the perpendicular, and perpendicular we have the 4, that means the BC we have the 4. Now you have to find the cos of A. For the cos of A, now you have to find the cos of, now you have, as you get here, now you have to find the cos of A. Cos of A, that means see here we have the base by hypotenuse. Now cos of A, that means the base. Base you don't know, hypotenuse you know, which is the 5. But when how will you find the base now? Just you have to find the base, then you get to your answer. For this you have to use the Pythagoras theorem, which you already have studied in class 7th, 8th, 9th. So using the Pythagoras theorem, perpendicular square by base square is equal to hypotenuse square. Perpendicular, which is the 4, the square of 4, then base square we don't know, then hypotenuse we know, which is the 5, and square of this. So 4 square is 16 and base square is b square, and the square of 5 is 25, and the b square is going to 25 minus 16, that means the b square is going to be the 9, then b is going to root of 9, then b is going to be the 3. So as we get to know that the b, which is going to be the 3, so now put here the 3, so the cos of A we get the 3 by 5, and I think you get to understand what is the meaning of this thing and how will you find. Now practice more over the same concept so that you could get to understood in the more clear way. So now let's suppose then another triangle in which I am giving you that this one is an A, this one as in B, and this one as in C, and in which I am giving you the tan of theta, tan of B is equal to 1. For this triangle we have the tan of B is equal to 1. Now you have to find sine of A. Sine of A is equal to what? How will you find? Now you are given that tan of A is equal to 1, okay, and then you have to find the sine of A. As you are able to see that here I am going to give you the tan of A, but I am asking you to sine of tan of B I am given, and I am asking about the tan of sine of A. So this seems to be very confusing. Now, but you have to just decode the what is the meaning of tan of A and apply this triangle, and then you will get to the answer. Let's suppose again we have given that tan of B is equal to 1, and for this you know that the tan of B is equal to 1. So 1 can be written as 1 by 1 like this you could write, because the 1 can be written in the denominator. And as you know that for this right here the tan of C. So for this angle C, and what is the meaning of tan? The tan for this angle C, this is going to be the base, and this is going to be the perpendicular, and this is the hypotenuse. For this angle CB, this is going to base, this is going to perpendicular. So as we know that what is the meaning of tan? That tan means we have the P by H. So the tan of C, which is equal to 1 by 1, which is equal to B by P, because the tan means the B by P. Now P we have the 1, which we get the P, that means AB we have the 1, and then also we get the B is equal to 1, that means base is also 1. As you decode using this concept, Now as you decoded that AB is going to be the 1, BC is going to be 1, and this is the hypotenuse which you don't know, but you have to find sine of A. Sine of A. And what is the meaning of sine? Sine means P by H, and for this angle A, this is going to be the P, this is going to be the P, because for this angle this is going to the base and this is going to the perpendicular, and sine of A as you have to find. So you know that P is equal to 1 given, and H you don't know. How will you find the H? So now you have to use the Pythagoras theorem, that means the base square by plus perpendicular square is equal to hypotenuse square. Base we have the 1, so square of 1 plus perpendicular we have also 1, and then hypotenuse square. So 1 plus 1 is equal to h square, which means 2 is equal to h square. So when you remove the squares in the h, it will come into the root like this. So hypotenuse you get, which is the root 2. So root 2. So that means sine of A is equal to 1 by root 2, because the value of hypotenuse is equal to root 2. And I think you get to understood how we have to use the function like this. Now I am going to teach you a very interesting thing regarding this one. So as you know that the tan theta means the P by B. As you know, that tan theta means P by B. But now I am going to introduce a new formula which I will prove that tan of theta can be written as the sine theta by cos theta. Tan theta can be written as sine theta by cos theta. But you will say, how can you write this one? This one is a very important relation named as the cosine relation. That tan theta can be written as sine theta by cos theta. This can be written because as you know that the tan theta means P by B. So right here the P by B. So if the LHS is like this, RHS must be equal. This is why when we will say this is the equal. And you know that sine theta means P by H, and cos theta means B by H. Now you know that it will multiply here. So the P by B is equal to, this will multiply here and this will multiply here. So B in PH by BH. As you know that HH will be cancelled out. So here we will get P by B, and here we also get P by B, and both are the equal. This is why you could say that the tan theta is equal to sine theta by cos theta, and this is called the cosine relation of the trigonometric functions. So you have to remember this relation because it is very important. And as you know that the reciprocal of the tan theta, as I written here, the cot theta. The reciprocal of tan theta is the cot theta. Then reciprocate this side. So the cos theta by sine theta. So the cot theta also written as the cos theta by sine theta. So this is called the cosine relation. Now I am going to teach you something reciprocal relation, which I already mentioned you, but in the specifically I would like to introduce about this thing. And as we have that sine theta reciprocal, that means its opposite is the cosec theta. So if I will write the sine theta into cosec theta is equal to x, and then find the value of x. So as you know that sine theta as we have, and the sine theta means P by H, and cosec theta means H by P. So it will be cancel out HHPP. So we will get the 1, that means x is equal to 1. From this I would like to tell you that sine theta can be written as 1 by cosec theta, because this is the reciprocal, and like this the cos of theta can be written as 1 by sec theta, and this is like this tan theta can be written as 1 by cot theta, and tan theta can be also written as sin theta by cos theta, and again cot theta can be written as the 1 by tan theta, because if the tan theta is reciprocal to the cot theta, so cot theta is reciprocal to the tan theta, and cot theta can be also written as the cos theta by sin theta. And I think you are getting the what is the meaning of this thing, that sin theta is equal to 1 by cosec theta, because these are the reciprocal. This is why we have to write this equal the reciprocal identities, which is nothing, just you have to remember the opposite of the sin theta is the cosec theta, opposite of cos theta is equal to sec theta, and opposite of tan theta is equal to cot theta. And the tan theta can be also written as sin theta by cos theta, and the cot theta can be written as cos theta by sin theta. And if you would like to remember this instantly, just you have to write the 5 or 6 times over your copy, then you will able to answer this. So all this thing first I am going to write in a proper way to make you remember, then after I will move over this question, which is the PYQ of the class 10 chapter. So for this I would like to tell you that sin theta reciprocal is the cosec theta. This is the first thing which you have to remember. And the cos theta reciprocal is the sec theta, second thing which you have to remember. And the tan theta reciprocal is the cot theta. This is what 3 things which you have to remember. Now the sin theta means the P by H. This is the first thing which you have to understood. And then cos theta is equal to B by H, which you have to understood also. And then tan theta is equal to P by B, which you have to remember this thing. And if you would like to know what is the meaning of cot theta, so as you know that the opposite of tan theta is cot theta. So if the tan theta is P by H, then its opposite is the B by H. So like this you could B by P, like this you can remember its opposite is also opposite. So as you know, get to understood. Now tan theta can be written as sin theta by cos theta, and then again cot theta can be written as cos theta by sin theta. Now I am going to solve this question which is based over this. Now we have given that sin theta is equal to A by B and find the cos theta. For this we have to make a triangle. Name as the A, B, C, where one angle is the 90 degree. Now we have given that I am solving the question number first. Given that sin of theta is equal to A by B, and we have to find the cos theta. For this, let's suppose either angle C or angle A as in theta. Let's suppose we name this one as in theta. You could take also A, you will get the similar answer. So now I let that angle C is in theta. For this angle C, this is going to be the BC, which is going to be the base, and this is going to be the perpendicular. So this is going to be the base and this is going to be the perpendicular. Now the sin theta, which is equal to A by B, and you know that the sin theta means P by H. So write here the P by H. So from here you get to understood that P is equal to A. So at the place of P write the A, at the place of B, as you don't know if this one is in base and you don't know the value, and this one is the A. At the place of D you get to know that it is the B. So length of AC is the B, which you know. Length of AC is equal to B, and length of AB is equal to A, which is given in the question. But what you have to find? You have to find the cos theta. For this angle theta, this one is going to be the base. So base upon hypotenuse, the cos theta means base upon hypotenuse, and the cos theta, that means base. You don't know the value of B, because the value of AB, which is A, and value of the AC is the B, and BC you don't know. And let's suppose, and H you know, which is equal to B. So now you have to find the value of b, then you will get your answer. Now how will you find? You have to use the Pythagoras theorem. So as you know that base square by perpendicular square is a hypotenuse square. Base square which you have to find, perpendicular you know which is the a, that means a square, and the hypotenuse means b, so it is going to be a square. So BC is going to be the b square, this is going a square, and so BC is going to root of b square minus of a square. So now the value of b we will get that b square minus a square in root by b. So this is going to be the answer of cos theta, and I think you get to understood what is the how difficult it is. It is very easy when you get focused when I am teaching you the concept which is related to this. Now moving over the other question relate to this. Now we have that for this I have to also talk with you that for theta we have given that for tan theta is equal to 3. So what is the value of tan theta? So as you know that tan theta which is going to the 3 by 4, because this can be let in the denominator, so we get the tan theta is 4. And if we make a triangle where you get that tan theta is the 4, 3 by 4, then you could find the sin theta, cos theta, and sin theta, cos theta, and you have to put the value and then you get the answer. This is the first method, that you have to find the sin theta. As you get to know that tan theta, you will be able to find the sin theta, cos theta, and the cosec theta and anything, but just you will find the sin theta, cos theta, and then you will put the value in this equation and you will get the answer. This is the first method which is very complicated. Now but I am going to use the second method which is the very easy one. So now for this, as we have given that we have to find the value of this expression, sin theta minus of cos theta by 4 sin theta plus of cos theta. As we have to find the value of this expression, let's suppose the value of this expression be x, and this is we have to find now the value of x. And as you know that, let's suppose we have written here the 2, and again we have written here the 2. Okay, so if I will multiply the 2 and 2 both the side, so now first write the 2 by 2, and if we here we have this is equal to 1 by 1, as you know that, because it will be cancel out in one time. And now 2 by 2 can we also multiply the 4 into 4, because when you multiply 4 by 4 it will cancel out and it's remain the 2 by 2. Through this I would like to tell you, when you are multiplying in the denominator and the numerator the same the thing, there is no change in the equation, because it will be cancel out like this. So like this we have to multiply something in the numerator and the denominator. So what we have to multiply? We are going to multiply cos theta, because when we get the sin theta by cos theta, which means the tan theta and tan theta we know. So multiplying the cos theta in the denominator and the numerator. So the 4 sin theta minus of cos theta by cos theta, which I am going to multiply. Now we have that 4 sin theta plus of cos theta, in which I am going to multiply cos theta, because the cos theta will be cancel out. This is why we could multiply the cos theta, because there is no change. So now we have this one is a greater line, and now this one. Solving this you will get that cos theta, that means 4 sin theta by cos theta we have written, and now cos theta by cos theta we have written, and now a large sign, and now we have written that 4 sin theta by cos theta. Now we have written the cos theta by cos theta, like this it is written. And as you know that cos theta will be cancel out, and here it is going to be the 1, and here also cos theta cancel out, and here it is going to 1. And as you also know that from here the sin theta by cos theta can be written as tan theta. So this can be written as the tan theta. So we get the 4 tan theta minus 1. Now here you get also the 4 tan theta plus of 1. So now you get in a simplified version like this equation. As you know that value of tan theta, which is the 3 by 4 given in this question. So we have to write 4. At the place of tan theta I am going to write the 3 by 4 minus 1, and again 4 into 3 by 4 minus 1. 4 will be cancelled out. You are getting that 3 by 1, and here you are also getting the 3 by 1, which means the 2 by 2, and which means the 1 answer. So the value of this expression is going to be the 1, and which is the answer. And I think you get to understand how easy this one. Just it seems to be very complicated. This type of question is asked, and these all are the PYQ of the class 10th. So now moving over this question number 3rd, which is something seems to be difficult, but really you have to use a single concept to solve this one. So we have given that triangle ABC. So first we have to make a triangle. Like this. We have to make a triangle named as the A, B, and then C. And we have given that in triangle ABC, angle B is 90. So this one is the 90. Now AB is the 7 centimeter. That means the length of this one AB is the 7 centimeter, and AC minus BC is equal to 1 centimeter. That means this one minus this one is 1 centimeter. We have given that AC minus BC is equal to 1 centimeter. Now find the values of the sine of A. If you have to find that sine of A, that means you have to take this angle as a relative, and for this sine of A, that means sine theta means P by H, that means sine of A. For the angle sine A, AB is going to be the base and BC is going to be the perpendicular. For this angle A, it is going to be base, but at the you have to find the perpendicular, means the BC, and the hypotenuse. So how will you find the perpendicular? This one we have. So at the place of perpendicular you could write the BC, and at the place of hypotenuse you could write the AC. But you don't know the value of BC or AC of any one of them. So how will you find? But you have given this relation that AC minus BC is equal to 1 centimeter. So this can be written as AC is equal to AC and AC is equal to 1 plus BC. So now you get that AC is equal to 1 plus BC. This can be written as the AC is equal to 1 plus BC. So now, and this can be also written as the AC, and if you will bring this one like this side, so AC minus 1 AC minus 1 is equal to BC. So like this you get a relation. And let's suppose this one BC length will be X. Let's suppose this one X. So this is going to be the, something is wrong here. It seems to be that AC which we have and BC is equal to 1. Okay, we have that AC which is the this one. We have given that the AC minus BC is equal to 1 centimeter. Now so AC can be written as 1 plus BC. So this is the right. AC is equal to 1 plus BC. Now you could write that AC minus 1 is equal to BC. So if the BC is going to be the X, so it is going to X minus something, and I think the here it is given that BC minus AC is the 1. This is the wrong question. So BC minus AC we have the 1. So the BC can be written as 1 plus AC, which is the wrong thing. So I think answer, so here we have the right thing, that AC minus of BC is equal to 1. So as we get that AC is equal to 1 plus BC, and now this is the right question. I am getting confused to this. Now, as we don't know the value of BC, so let's suppose BC is equal to BC is x. As we let that BC is equal to x. So what is going to be the AC? So AC is going to be the x plus 1, because BC is equal to 1. So AC is equal to 1 plus x. So as we get to know that AC is equal to 1 plus x. But when you will able to find the value of x, then you will able to find the base and hypotenuse, then get to the answer. So you could find the value of x using a theorem named the Pythagoras theorem. That means the BC square base square by perpendicular square is equal to hypotenuse square, and base we have the x. So x square plus 7 square, which is the 49, and then we have the x plus 1 square. So x square is equal to 49, and as you know that a plus b ka whole square, which is x square plus 1 plus 2 of x. Like this you get to know. Now x will be cancelled out, and this is going to 49 is equal to 1 plus 2 of x, and it will come this side, we become the 48 is equal to 2 of x. So x is going to be the 24. So as we get to know that x is 24, now we have to find that BC by AC, and BC which is equal to x. So this is equal to 24, and AC which is equal to x plus 1. So x plus 1 is 24 plus 1. So this is 24 by 25, and this is the answer we have. I think you get to know how we have to use the trigonometry and like this. And in the next video, I will teach you trigonometry related to the angle. And thank you for today.